Hello, my name is Leo and welcome to the reading of the Elder Scrolls. Today we're going to be reading The Poison Song, Book 3 by Bushton Zill. In the last book, what's her name again? Brianna? It's not actually written there. I don't know why. Where is it? Bainara. I've been saying her name wrong the whole time. Yeah, Bainara witnessed the nursemaid doing creepy Dagatha shit. Not Dagatha, but House of Dagoth stuff. And the nursemaid was promptly banished. And Tay doesn't know, who's the main character, doesn't know why it was banished, but... Alright, let's continue. Tay was 18 in the year 685 of the first era. Jesus. Wait, first era? Oh. Yeah, well, the Battle of Red Mountain happened in the Miraflek era, or whatever the hell that is called. Yeah. Still a decent time since that happened, but wow. Anyway, Tay was 18 at the year of 685 of the first era, when he first saw Mournhold, the city of spires, home of the goddess. His cousin, Cowcliffe, already a senior initiate in the temple, gave him a couple of rooms on the ground floor of the house he had purchased. They were small and unfurnished, but bitter green grew outside the windows, and when the wind blew, they filled his bedroom with a lovely spicy air. Oh, so spicy. Love a good spicy air. The chords of the song... Oh yeah, I forgot this is all about the song. Yeah, the poison song. Right, where's the poison? Well, because it makes people do bad things, I think. Oh, okay. Devil's in the song. Something like that. Anyway. The chords of the song did not trouble him anymore. Sometimes he was even unconscious of it. Oh, wait, hang on, hold on, stop everything. No, finish the sentence. So low and melodic it had become. What? Oh, wait. Sorry, I had to stop here for everything. So, Tay's 18, and then he went to Mournhold. And then he's staying with his cousin, who's a senior in the temple. Right? Yes. So, what's he doing in Mournhold? Well, I guess we're going to find out. I thought he'd joined the temple as well, but I guess not. Did they say? No, this is a huge time skip since the last book. Because the last book they were kids. Alright. Alright, let's move on. So, occasionally when he was passing through the streets on the way to the temple, okay, for his instruction, okay, he did join the temple. Should have just kept reading the next sentence, you fucking idiot. So, someone would pass him, and the song would rise in intensity before falling away again. Whatever was different about those people, Tay never tried to ascertain. He remembered the last time he had let the song lead him, and called for him to murder his young cousin Vasta. The memory did not trouble him unduly, but he did not want to hurt anyone again unless he had to. House couriers regularly brought Tay letters from Brainia, still back in Sandhill House, on the Isle of Gorn. Where is Gorn? I'm gonna look that up now. I'm gonna look it up because if I don't type it in my phone, I will forget. Morrowind, I guess? And then Gorn, Gorne. Yeah. Alright, I'll look at that later. She might have gone... funny. She might have gone to study at the temple. She was certainly intelligent enough, but she chose not to. In a year or two at most, she would have to leave and assume her place in House Indril. But she was not in a hurry. Tay welcomed the trivial, gossipy news the letters brought and responded back with news of his own studies and romances. Alright, so Tay welcomed the trivial gossipy news and the letters brought back. Anyway, I misread that really right. Oh, Gorn, here we are. Lore, Gorn. Gorn is a small island off the east coast of Morrowind. You probably can't even see it because in the game you only have Was it Vardenfell? Yeah. So where's Gorn? Doesn't say. It's on the east coast. Somewhere in proximity to Necrom. Okay, Necrom's... if you do your own research, if you look at the map of Morrowind, Necrom's... It's on the mainland, so... Right. First charted by Topple the Pilot. Well, there you go. In the first era, the island was home to a small village also called Gorn, and an Indril estate known as Sandal House. Well, there you go. Look at that. Yeah. Poison Song. Yeah. Yeah. I thought this was a story, though. This is a real thing. I don't know. Tell me. Oh, what was this? Many strange creatures found nowhere else in Tamriel inhabit Gorn. Among them is the striped wolf, a breed of giant wolf, which terrorized the island settlers until they were suppressed in an event called the Troubled House Hunt. The Gorn striped wolf can be used as a mount due to its large size. Okay. Moving on. Where was I? You're down here. You're down here. Okay. In his third month in Mournhold, he had already met a girl. Ooh. She was also a student at the temple, and her name was Aria. Aria? I think you were right the first time. Aria. Tay wrote enthusiastic about her to Brainia, describing her as having the mind of Sothathi, the wit of Vivek, and the beauty of Amalexia. Okay, first of all, Sothathi's crazy, Vivek's a dickhead, and Amalexia's not beautiful. But, what am I? I'm just a blasphemy that killed them all. Anyway. Brainia replied back merrily that if she had known how blasphemous students of the temple were allowed to be, she might have become an initiate herself. Oh, I see, you're not supposed to talk about that. No. You are very devoted... Excuse me. What the fuck? Hang on, I gotta mute myself. Got one of those coughs that turn into sneezes. I don't know why that happens to me. Anyway. Where was I? You're very devoted to your cousin, Aya laughed when Tay showed her the letter. Am I looking at the last remains of a thwarted romance? Wait, she's her cousin. She's lovely, but I never thought of her in that way, Tay scoffed. Incest never particularly interested me. Wow. What a high stance to take there. Is she a very close cousin then? Tay thought for a moment. I don't know. Truthfully, no one spoke much of either her parents or mine, so I really don't know how we were connected. They were casualties of the War of Red Mountain. Oh, really? When did the War of Red Mountain happen? That I know. Okay. But you gotta remember that elves live forever. That's true. And it seemed to cast rather a pall on the adult's humour whenever we asked about our parents or mine. After a while, we stopped asking. But you're an Indril too. Perhaps you're a closer cousin to me than Rania. Perhaps so, Era smiled, rising from her chair. She uncoiled her hair, which had been pulled up in the formal arrangement reserved for well-born priestesses. Sorry. Wait, are we... Is this Tony doing incest story? This is weird. I don't like this. As Tay watched transfigured, she removed the small brooch that fastened her robe to her shoulder cape. The soft silken fabric slipped down slowly, exposing her dark, slender body to him for the first time. If we are, does incest particularly interest you now? What the fuck? Wait, so she just like disrobed. Yeah. Right, so let me do this. She's got a small brooch, right? And then I'd do that, and the whole thing just falls down. Well, that's how it worked in Game of Thrones. Speaking of Game of Thrones, I finished the fucking 5th book, finally. 5th book? Yeah. I got the next book, the last book to read, and then we gotta wait for the next ones to actually come out. Whenever that happens. Anyway, so as they made love, the song began. Oh no, the song's coming back. The song began a slow, rhythmic ascension in Tay's head. Oh, good rhythm for the lovemaking. Get it. Anyway, the vision of Arya before him darkened and was replaced by images of his nightmares before returning again. When finally he collapsed, spent. That's one way of putting it. The room seemed filled with the fiery red clouds of his dream, and the scream of the woman and her child facing death echoed in his head. He opened his eyes, and there was Arya, smiling at him. Tay kissed her, grateful to have her in his arms. Hang on, I gotta check something on my phone. The wife is calling me. It's always good. It's always good to do that in the middle of a fucking recording. Can I pause this? I don't think you can. That's unfortunate. Hang on a second. Hang on. So, anyway, moving on. For the next 2 weeks, Tay and Arya were never far apart. Even when they were at study in opposite wings of the temple, Tay thought of her and somehow knew she was thinking of him. They would rush to be together afterwards, ravishing one another in his rooms every night, and in a private corner of the temple garden every day. Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Ravishing each other sounds a bit weird. Well, it says one another. I don't know, but it kind of implies that he's doing it to her and then she's doing it to him. Well, women can ravish men. Happens. Anyway. So in their rooms, in the corner of the garden every day. God damn, man. It was while Tay was rushing to see his beloved one afternoon that the song rose up in powerful strident tones at the approach of an old ragged woman. He closed his eyes and tried to quiet it. But when he looked again at her purchasing what? Hang on, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Hang on. Stop everything. It was while Tay was rushing to see his beloved one afternoon that the song rose up in powerful strident tones at the approach of an old ragged woman. Oh. When he closed his eyes and tried to quiet it. Oh, no, he closed his eyes and tried to quiet it. But when he looked again at her purchasing cork bulb papyrus from a street vendor, he knew who she was. Oh! He's old nurseman from Gorn, Edinburgh! No shit. She had abandoned him without even a farewell to join her family in the mainland. She didn't see him, and as she passed down the street, Tay turned and began to follow. They walked through shadowy passageways into the very poorest part of the city, a quarter which was alien to him as the wildest principality of Akavir. As alien to him as the wildest principality of Akavir. She unlocked a small wooden door on a street without a name, and he finally called out her name. She didn't turn, but when he followed, he found that the door had been left ajar. Slightly ajar. Okay. The chamber was murky and damp like a cave. She stood facing him, her face even more wrinkled than he had remembered it, etched with lines of sorrow. He closed the door behind him. Oh, wait. I saw the word kissed, and I was like, where's this going? It's a hand. Okay. And she took his hand and kissed it. You are so tall and strong, Annabeth said, beginning to weep. I should have killed myself before I let them take me away from you. How is your family? Tay asked coldly. You are my only family, she whispered. The Indral pigs forced me to leave, thrusting their blades in my face. When they discovered that I serve you and your family, not them, that bitch girl Brainer saw me at a prayer of mourning. You're speaking like a mad woman. Tay sneered. How could you love me and my family, but hate the House Indral? I am of House Indral. You are old enough to know the truth, Edbar said fiercely. Tay had bitterly joked about her madness, but he saw something close to it burning in her ancient eyes. You were not born of House Indral. They brought you into their house after the war, like they and other houses brought in all the orphans. It was the only way they saw to erase history and remove all traces of their enemies, by raising their enemies as one of their own. Tay turned toward the door. Oh God, gotta be... Yeah. You gotta stop eating fucking candy bars before you do recordings. Yes, well, that too. Anyway. Tay turned toward the door. I can see why you were taken away from Gord, old woman. You were delusional. Wait! Edinburgh cried, rushing to a musty cabinet. She retrieved from it a glass globe that shimmered with a spectrum of colour, even in the chamber's gloom. Do you remember this? You slew that little boy Vasta before he possessed it, and I took it from your room before you were not ready. Because you were not ready to face the facts of your inheritance of responsibility then. Did you not wonder why this bauble drew you so? Tay gasped. And though he did not want to, he said, I hear a song sometimes. That is the song of your ancestors, of your true family, she said, nodding. You must not fight it, for it is a song of destiny. It will lead you to what must be done. Shut up, Tay howled. Everything you say is a lie. You're insane. Edinburgh threw the globe to the ground with all her might, shattering it with a deafening retort. The shards melted into the air. All that was left was a small silver ring, simply wrought with a flat crown. The old woman quietly picked it up and handed it to him, while he stood with his back against the door, trembling. This is your inheritance as the bearer of the Sixth House. The ring's crown was meant for stamping and sealing official house proclamations. Got it. I just had to kick myself a couple of times there. Tay had seen his uncle Trith's similar ring, crested with the wing, which was the seal of House Indral. This ring was different, with an insect design which he remembered from the day when Kenografia had taught the house heraldry to Bainar and him. It was the symbol of the accursed House Dagoth. The song took over all of Tay's senses. He heard its music, smelled its horror, tasted its sadness, felt its power, and the only thing he could see before him was the flames of its destruction. When he took the ring, when he took the ring and placed it on his finger, his mind was not aware of what he was doing, nor was Tay aware of anything but the song when he removed his dagger from his sheath and thrust it into his old nursemaid's heart. Tay did not hear her final words when Edinburgh fell bleeding to the ground and groaned with a blood-streaked smile. Thank you. When the veil of the song lifted, Tay did not realize at first he was no longer dreaming. Before him had been flames, the very ones that destroyed the home of his birth, and flames were before him again. But they were flames from a fire he had struck outside the crumbling tenement that were already bursting through the walls, consuming the body of his old nursemaid. Tay fled through the streets as people began to call for the guards. Ooh, what's gonna happen? Well, that was The Boys Dog Book 3 by Christian Zill. Oh, things are happening. But this has been another reading of The Elder Scrolls. For now, my name is Leo, and I will see you next time.